So what if you could get a message from, well, beyond? Not just any message, but a kind of guide to understanding the huge forces of love and hate that are constantly shaping our world. Today, we're diving into a really unusual document, a transcript from a research institute that claims to have recorded exactly that, a message from what they call a non-physical consciousness. And the recording starts with this pretty powerful statement. Right out of the gate, we're told this isn't just one entity's opinion. Nope, it's a message from a council. And the one thing they want to talk about? It's love. They frame it as the absolute key to our world's future. Okay, so before we get into the message itself, you're probably asking the big question, how on earth did they supposedly get this information? Well, the setup for the experiment is almost as fascinating as the message they recorded. So the Institute describes this really controlled environment. They have a person, an explorer, lying in a completely dark, soundproof booth. This person then enters an altered state of awareness. And here's the interesting part. They use no drugs, no electrical gadgets, nothing. And of course, everything the explorer says gets recorded. But here's the kicker. The Institute says that sometimes the voice that comes through doesn't even sound like the explorer. And that's exactly what they claim happened here. The voice that speaks, it's part of a council of the servers of love. And yet it claims this group has been around through the realms of eternity. And they have a mission, a reason for speaking, to give humanity some guidance during what they see as a really critical time for our planet.
So what's the big problem this council is so concerned about? You know, it's not what you'd think. It's not about politics or the economy. It's something way, way deeper. Something vibrational.
Okay, so here's their main point. They argue that as spirit got, and this is their phrase, enmeshed in matter, humanity basically lost touch with its original nature. They call this the original vibration of love. And they say this powerful force has been fading for thousands of years, creating a massive imbalance in our world. And this isn't just some abstract concept. The source says this disconnect has very real consequences. See, when that vibration of love fades, it leaves a kind of vacuum, right? And that vacuum gets filled by all these destructive energies, materialism, greed, hate, cruelty. You see them on the screen. According to this message, these forces can really only lead to one place: destruction. So if love is our original essence, but it's been lost, where did its total opposite, hate, even come from? Well, the source has a very clear theory on how it started and how it keeps going. Now this is a crucial piece of the puzzle. Hate, they say, is not something we're born with. The message is super clear on this. Nobody comes into the world knowing how to hate. It's something that is learned. It's an idea that's passed down generation after generation. And the source then lays out exactly how this cycle works. It starts with parents who have lost their own connection to that original vibration of love. They create a home environment filled with trauma, and the message claims that a child's spirit actually holds on to the memory of that trauma from the very first moments of its life. That deep memory then comes out as violence when they become an adult, and boom, the cycle just keeps on going. So you've got these two fundamental opposing forces. On one side, you have love, which is all about giving, creating, nurturing. It's a force for unity. And then you have hate, which is its perfect opposite. It's all about destruction, jealousy, greed. It's a force for division. They're presented as these two cosmic poles in a constant tug of war. Now, if hate is a cycle that we learn, the good news is that maybe, just maybe, it can be unlearned. And that's where the council's solution comes in. But it all starts with redefining what love actually is.
First things first, the source defines love in a very specific way. It's not romantic love between two people, not at all. It's the basic creative impulse of the entire universe, the desire of that original oneness to give of itself, to share, to create new things. Any act of creation, whether it's art, music, or just nurturing someone, is a direct expression of this force.
And the solution they offer is wrapped up in this really beautiful metaphor. Imagine casting a pebble into a still, clear pool of water. The whole idea is that a single action, a single thought, whether it's loving or hateful, has an effect that spreads out far and wide. And the source makes a point to say that the water doesn't care, the ripples just go forth no matter what. So what does that mean? It means the key to turning things around is in our individual actions. Every single person who chooses to give, to create, to nurture, You're casting a pebble of love into that pool, and it's the combined power of all those ripples, they claim, that can actually push back against the forces of hate and steer our world away from destruction.
So finally, the message explains why this is all so urgent right now, because the problem here on Earth, they claim, has consequences that reach way, way beyond our own little planet. Which, makes you wonder, is this struggle between love and hate something that only happens on Earth? Or is this, like, a common problem all over the universe? The answer they give is, well, it's pretty stark. They say that while other planets might have similar problems, the situation here on Earth is uniquely critical. The level to which negativity has gotten enmeshed in matter here has made our planet a point of utmost concern for them.
And the reason they're so concerned is profound. The source says that what affects one planet in one galaxy affects all planets in all galaxies. Because everything is so interconnected, the severe imbalance here on Earth is apparently disrupting a much, much larger cosmic balance. And that's why they felt they had to intervene with this message.
So after all the cosmic channeling and grand theories, the whole message really boils down to a very personal question. It asks us to see every single thing we do, every thought we have, as a pebble we're tossing into our shared reality. So the only question left to ask is the one right here on the screen. What kind of ripples are you creating?